Well. James Wiseman is an Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers have been a team that I feel like love another man's trash is another man's treasure. Aaron Nesmith, which so I'm acquainted, somewhat friends with a few people within the Pacers organization, and we were talking about Aaron Nesmith, and one of my boys, he was getting so bad. He's like, "Oh, they say we lost that trade. They say we lost that trade." He's just so funny. But that same guy gave me a great quote, and he said the reason why a guy like Aaron Nesmith works out is people thought he was supposed to be like a sniper, like a big sharpshooter, because he had really good shooting stats, but they miscategorized him or mislabeled him. And the Pacers, in my opinion, are really good talent evaluators, and Rick Carlisle is a guy that doesn't like playing young players. So the Pacers scouts and executives have to find young players that are going to work for what they need. So this past season was the most games James Wiseman played. At 22 years old with Detroit, he played 63 games, 6 starts. He played 1,000 minutes, about 16 and a half minutes a night. He had about a 14% usage rate, and what's crazy is he was actually in the 73rd percentile for points per shot attempt, which is like nothing crazy. It's just an interesting little stat. And for James Wiseman, really, for him, he's a guy that this past season, I want to say that he ended in the 69th percentile in turnover percentage, which means basically almost 1% of the opponent's possessions when James Wiseman on the floor ended in a turnover. Was that because of him? Yeah, but it just goes to show, like, maybe there's something you can work with. For me, I think with James Wiseman, what we're looking at is he's a guy that he's really good inside. He's athletic as hell. He's a lob threat. He's going to be somebody who's going to finish everything within the arc. He shot 61% from the field, averaged 7 points, 5 rebounds. He had a PER of 14.8. League average is about 15. And his true shooting on the season this year was, I believe, 63.7%, which is really good, really efficient. So could he be like a Mitchell Robinson, like a big old Mitchell Robinson? Is that the hope you're hoping for? Because he did finish in the 68th percentile in terms of shot frequency at the rim. And the problem is he was not efficient inside the arc. And I think that's something that for him he needed to improve on. And I think for him, if he can go out there and just show that, all right, I'm a guy that can help my team come in and be able to put up, numbers, or like provide a good, number inside. And by the way, the number I said earlier was incorrect. His effective field goal percentage is 59.8%. That's the 70th percentile. His field goal percentage at the rim is 76. That means shots at the rim, he's in the 85th percentile, one of the best guys at finishing inside the arc. He's literally insane. So like I said, the Mitchell Robinson idea is what you want him to do. The problem is that only 61% of his shot attempts come at the rim. He's a guy that should take less of these little like hook shots and long mid-ranges. He just takes too many mid-rangers. All right, he should really just stick to shooting inside the arc and maybe the occasional corner three, which he hasn't taken any corner threes. Now defensively, he's a guy that his block rate is not like anything. He has nothing impressive about his rebounding or his defensive numbers, but he is one of the better and one big men in the league. So for me, if you look at his shot chart, which I'll put on the screen, but for me, I just think one of the problems with James Wiseman right now is what you're going to see right here is the shot chart. It's just going to show you, it's going to paint a picture to what we're looking at. So with a guy like James Wiseman, you really would like it that he would be someone that you could potentially just tell him, You see that big old orange area? You see that little yellow outside the orange? You tell him stop taking those shots in yellow and just take only shots 5 feet within the rim. Really just play like Mitchell Robinson and maybe take the occasional three. Because I personally think James Wiseman can shoot 3-pointers. But if the idea is that like a guy like James Wiseman is going to be your third big man, which I personally think, again, great pickup if that is your third string big man, because if that pans out, I mean, there was a reason why he was the second overall pick. It's that athleticism, that size. Yeah, maybe if he just ends up as Mitchell Robinson at this point, I don't even care. That's fine by me. That's fine by me. I know some people are going to complain, but if at this point he becomes just whatever you think Mitchell Robinson is, I'm cool with that. Okay, I'm cool with that. I have no problem. I know some people are going to be like, oh, that sucks. I wouldn't want that. But you have Tyrese Halliburton, Andrew Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith, Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner, Isaiah Jackson, Ben Mathurin, Obi Toppin, Ben Shepherd, TJ McConnell, Tristan Newton, Kendall Brown, Johnny Furphy, Jarris Walker, and Enrique Freeman, and then now James Wiseman. So behind Isaiah Jackson and Turner, it's James Wiseman. You assume that Newton, Johnny Furphy, and Enrique Freeman. You assume, okay, so they're at 15 players. You assume Enrique Freeman, Tristan Newton, and Oscar Schwebe are all three going to be on two ways. Kendall Brown, Johnny Furphy, James Wiseman, and Jarris Walker are the guys who round out the last spots of this roster, but I'm cool with it. I think this is a really good squad. And at this point, like I said, if James Wiseman can become the ideal rim protector in today's league, where he can get up and down the court pretty quickly for blocks and finish as a lob threat and just improve as not fouling much and just be a better and continue to be a good foul drawer and just not have a tendency to get in foul trouble. Even if he doesn't develop a range outside the paint, I think his huge wingspan will allow him to contest shots. And again, even if the offensive skill doesn't develop, being 7 foot and like 7'1" with that size, I think is just something that you don't teach, that size and that mobility. And that's why always guys like James Wiseman are going to be players, 7'1", 250, massive big man with shocking athleticism for his size. At 22 years old, he knows how to use his skill inside the post. Just basically just throw down dunks, maybe develop a corner 3 shot, and continue to do those pump fakes to draw fouls inside, but just be a good rebounder, improve on that rebounding. And I think it's going to be all right. I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I dumb? I think the Indiana Pacers signing James Wiseman is a bargain or a huge steal. A potential steal is potentially a huge steal. I think that's a good title for Indiana. I feel like that's a good title for this video.